Hey guys, so today I'm gonna talk about Ayurveda and seasons. How to take care of your body, your mind, your energy according to the seasons. Very often, especially in the West, we believe that a certain food is good for us no matter what. But when Earth is changing from fall to winter, from winter to spring, from spring to summer, then our bodies are also changing. Even though we don't always see it because we are always in a rush, our bodies are changing. So actually, most of the diseases are related to the fact that we do not change our diet, we don't change our life in accordance to how our planet is actually changing. So I'm going to talk about the three doshas. I hope you know what your doshas are, so you always take into consideration your prakriti, your combination of doshas, your prevalence at least, because everyone has all the three doshas, but your prevalence of doshas whenever you make any of these choices that I'm going to talk about. Nevertheless, during summer season, especially end of summer, we have to start taking care of our vata dosha, which starts aggravating more or less in the summer period. And it's vitiated, so it kind of goes bad, if I can call it like that, during fall and actually early winter as well, I can say, in this part of the world. And in the summer, because vata is so changeable, right? So when I'm sorry, in the spring, not summer, because vata is so changeable. Every time seasons are changing, vata is kind of, not stable as well. So what to avoid during this period? Well, vata is dry. Vata is basically air and space. So basically, we have to avoid anything that is cold, dry. We have to avoid anything that brings us stress, like running around. We have to avoid overworking out as well. Too much workout can also aggravate vata. We have to avoid fasting in this period. And we have to avoid suppression of urges. So what are urges? Well, anything from sneezing and coughing, that is kind of something that we're suppressing right now, to going to the toilet. The urge is, the urge to eat when you're hungry. You never go around hungry if you, in this period, meaning end of summer, fall, and winter, especially beginning of the winter season. Emotional suppression is also a way of suppression. So anything with suppression basically aggravates vata. And we have to avoid three tastes. Okay, actually I'm saying avoiding, but when it comes to food, we should limit and never avoid, because we should have all the six tastes in every meal basically. But the taste that should be a bit less, and especially if you are a vata prakriti in this period, it's pungent, astringent, and bitter tastes. So the routines for vata, I'm pretty well known with those routines because those are basically my routines. I almost never change them because they have brought my vata in balance. But especially summer or end of summer, fall, beginning of winter, make sure that these are the routines you are following. So vata is dry. We need a lot of oil, oilation of our skin, oilation of our scalp, the scalp before we take a shower, always before we take a shower, oilation of our nose, two drops of oil in each nostril, oilation of our mouth pulling, coconut oil in the mouth, by the way, sesame oil in the body, coconut or amla oil in the head. So no sesame oil in the head, please. Sesame oil can be used in the nose, or there is some specific nose oils that you can use, and oilation inside the ear with your finger, with the index finger, just slightly, not too much, very little. Ear is a seat of vata, so it's very important. What else? Warm and cooked foods are super important, and avoiding hardcore workouts. So I have notes actually about all of this, so I'm turning pages. But I like to always include some coconut oil, always in the oil I'm using in the sesame oil for the skin, because I'm Vata Pitta Prakriti, so, but it's never 50-50, it's more sesame. So yoga is really good, but take into account that Vata comes out of balance when you do things in a rush. So anything that is hardcore should be avoided. I know, not easy. So asanas should be performed slowly with ujjayi breath and with focus on relaxation. Sitting poses that stimulate the colon and the pelvic region are really good for Vata in this period, summer, autumn, beginning of winter period. And balancing poses and forward bends are really good. The pranayamas, okay, I'm going very fast through this. You can check the pranayamas online, or I will of course make a video more in detail one day, I don't know when. So the pranayamas are Ujjayi and Nadi Shodhana. Nadi Shodhana is the one when we breathe from one nostril at a time. Trataka is really good. I'm going to make a video about this. Agni Sardauti, Mula Bandha, and Jalaneti. Jalaneti is this yogic procedure, yogic cleansing procedure, where we basically put water from one nostril, comes out from the other, and the opposite, water with salt. So let's go to the foods. Which foods to avoid? Well, I'm going fast through this because I don't want this video to be way too long, and it looks like it's going to be long. Cranberries, dried fruit, green grapes, watermelon, pears. Cabbage, cauliflower, celery, eggplant, lettuce, mushroom, radish, sprouts, Brussels sprouts, artichokes, peppers, chilies, collard greens, broccoli, corn, kale, leafy greens, tomatoes, and white potatoes. So basically everyone should avoid white potatoes and tomatoes. You can have them cooked but not raw. And eggplants. Every dosha should avoid those. Nightshades, right? Old and too dry grains and yeast should be avoided. Usually, well, I'm a vegan myself, but usually Vatas are okay with animal products. They actually thrive with them, but still, if you are still eating animal products, you should avoid at least lamb and pork. Most beans should be avoided. I know, bummer. I know, especially as a vegan, that's a big bummer. Except for lentil and soy. Soy products are okay. Sweets are really good. Sweet is one of the tastes that actually balances Vata, and ghee is super good. What else? Seeds are in general okay. You should avoid popcorn though. You know, dry and light. And nevertheless, even when I say avoid, you don't need to fully avoid them. But if you add spices, except for chili, of course, if you add spices to the food, then it should be okay. So you can eat certain foods, but with spices. Now, Pitta. Pitta gets aggravated in the rainy season. So I've studied Ayurveda in India. They have rainy season. We don't have rainy season. I would say end of summer. Summer is hot, right? Pitta gets aggravated. And when, like, kind of fall period. So autumn and summer, be careful with Pitta. So what brings Pitta out of balance? Well, anything that makes you angry basically brings Pitta out of balance. Anger, if you are a Pitta main Prakriti, you know that anger is actually quite something for Pittas, right? So anything that makes you angry. So Pittas need meditation and Pittas need breathing. So in the period, in the rainy season, whatever rainy season is for you, maybe it's autumn, so summer and autumn, avoid things that make you angry, basically. Strong sunshine aggravates pitta. Pungent, sour and salty foods aggravate pitta. And anything that is burning, because pittas hate burning sensation, and also fasting. In this period, rainy season, summer, autumn, avoid fasting. So the massage, I would say coconut oil, because coconut oil is cooling, so it is good for pitta prakriti, or pitta, when pitta is aggravated, summer and autumn. Nevertheless, oil in the nose is actually good for all the doshas, especially vata, but not only. And oil pulling in the mouth is also really good. And anything that cools you down, like aloe vera, is really good. So even though I'm mainly vata prakriti, right now in the summer, I do use still oil before taking a shower, because vata can get aggravated right now and its blood vitiate later. But I still use something cooling like aloe vera on my body after shower. So aloe vera is really good because it cools down, and same with coconut. What else? Well, when it comes to yoga, you can do more energetical stuff than in the case of vata. Inversions are really good for pitta prakriti. Try maybe not to hold too long, and it's very, very, very important to drink a lot of water before and after workout. And summer, autumn, of course you need to drink, right? Sitali, pranayama, and bastrika, trataka, and agnisardauti. So I know if you're a yogi, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, you don't know. One day I will make a video explaining all of this. Spices that should be avoided, it's quite some when it comes to pitta prakriti or pitta period, so summer and autumn. It's salt, bay leaves, cloves, garlic, dry ginger, oregano, mustard seeds, rosemary, paprika, sage, and thyme. Pitta should kind of avoid chia seeds. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry for that. Cashews and Brazil nuts, peanuts, pines, walnuts, tahini, and pistachio. Usually pitta does good with sweet tastes, but honey is not so good for pitta because it's heating. So rule of thumb is anything that is heating is not good for pitta, because basically pitta sweats a lot and pitta is really warm. So when it comes to non-vegetarian food, it hurts me saying these things, but I know it's part of Ayurveda, not yoga, so I have to kind of say it. So beef, duck, fish, lamb, pork, and salmon, and yeast, I forgot yeast earlier, should be avoided, totally avoided. I would say, especially in this period, go for vegetarian food. Eggplants, tomatoes, potatoes, garlic, lettuce, radish, corn, green onions, chilies, and onions should be avoided. Sour apples, peach, cranberries, lemons, in the summer. Banana, grapefruit, and kiwi should be avoided. So, neem oil is good for pittas, and perfume is good for pittas. Let's say that it's one of the issues of pitta, smelling once in a while. So anything that is cooling down is really, anything that is cooling down is really good, let's say. So kapha, the last one. Well, kapha aggravates in late winter, and it will totally explode in spring, sometimes autumn as well, but especially spring. That's when we catch colds, right? Because kapha is all related to from anything from chest up, so throat, mouth, nose. So spring period, when we catch colds, when we get the flu. And no, COVID-19 is a 3 doshic. That's not kapha aggravation. In case you're thinking about that, COVID-19 is not kapha. It is in the kapha region, but it is tridoshic. Maybe I will make a video about that at another time, because that's pretty messed up when it comes to the different doshas. You basically don't know what to do, because most diseases have one, maximum two doshas. This is tridoshic. This basically fucks up all the three doshas. So now COVID-19 is different, but normal flu, yes, it's usually kapha aggravation. So late winter and spring, what you should avoid is daytime sleeping. It increases kapha. Heavy foods, oils, lack of exercise. So kapha actually should be exercising a lot. Sugar, well, greed and lust I have here, because it's a trait of kapha, like angriness is a trait of pitta. The tastes that should be limited are sweet, sour, and salty. So jalaneti is really good for kapha, and vaman as well, this thing where you drink water and then you spit it out. Jalaneti is the thing you pull water from one nostril, comes from the other nostril, and the opposite way. And also oil pulling in the mouth and oil in the nose is really good, but otherwise no oil in your skin, because kapha, in this period your pores can become a bit larger. It can lead to pimples. So pitta is also connected to pimples, by the way, but that's hormones. It's something totally different. This is about the skin and the oiliness of the skin. So do not put any oil in the skin. Maybe something like some oils like, eucalyptus, rosemary, basil oils can be good, but that's about it. What else? Tongue scraping. Well, even though that's something I do maybe 2-3 times a week, nevertheless, because it's an Ayurvedic thing, maybe twice a week, since I'm mostly Vata. But in this period, meaning the spring, late winter, spring period, I'll do that every day, tongue scraping. It's very important. Stamina and holding postures for a long time brings you in balance in this period. And asanas or yoga postures that stimulate chest and the stomach. When it comes to the cleansing, it's Kapalbhati, Surya, and pranayamas, obviously. It's Surya Beda, Kapalbhati, Bastrika, and Uddiyana Bandha that should be performed. Exfoliating the skin is important, and regular cleansing of your face is super important in this period. Foods to be avoided. Oh my god, I'm on 18 minutes already. Foods to be avoided are banana, coconut, fresh figs, kiwi, grapefruit, melon, oranges, papaya, pineapple, watermelon, and dried fruits. Because fruits are sweet. That's why it's so many fruits in this list, unfortunately. Otherwise, when it comes to the veggies, it's very few veggies to avoid. As always, tomato, white potato, eggplant, squash, and zucchini, because they're so mushy, right? And that's kapha as well. Kapha is earth and water. It's very slimy in nature. So slimy stuff and sweet stuff, we avoid them in this period that kapha gets aggravated. Grains are usually good except for rice, wheat, and yeast. And chicken and eggs are okay, but oils are not. Of course, you can add a little bit oil, but try to avoid as much as you can. Otherwise, spices, all of them are fantastic for kapha because they help in digestion, and kapha has issues with digestion, as simple as that. Sweets are to be avoided. Honey is okay. Do not overeat honey, but it is okay. And ghee is the only oily thing that is actually okay. I think almond oil as well, I think. Cheese, butter, and milk, absolutely no. Nuts are okay, especially chia, flax seeds, popcorn, pumpkin, and sunflower are good. So go for spices in the period of late winter and spring to avoid basically kapha disease. So what is Kapha, Vata, and Pitta disease? I'm going to talk about this at another time, because this was mainly about seasons and which doshas that aggravated and vitiated in which season and how to avoid that. So I hope it was clear. And yeah, very practical video, not so much spiritual video, this one, huh? Well, Ayurveda is a big passion of mine. So I am a therapist, Ayurvedic therapist. So yeah, I love this. So I want to share this kind of knowledge as well. So I send you guys a lot of love. So if you have any doubts about what I was explaining in this video, please do contact me.